Student loan forgiveness and free college and forgiving student debt is something that is controversial. It is debated. People have many different ideas and thoughts on whether or not you should A, forgive all of the debt or a portion of the debt from people who have attended college or university, and B, should you provide college for free? I want to finally bury this debate so it no longer has to be talked about. I have the kind of what I have found from endless hours of research and talking from both sides of the aisle. I've come up with a conclusion on whether or not there should be free college and or college debt forgiveness. And I have to say, if you are easily triggered or have an issue with honesty, leave this video right now, because what I'm about to say has been found from research that I have done looking at statistics from a large variety of different websites, articles, and research that has been done on college, on free college, on paid college, on tuition costs, and on everything else that has to do with the subject. So, unless you're ready for the truth, please listen up and let's get started. Number one, let's cover the basics. What is free college? What is the definition of giving college away for free? And what is forgiveness of debt for college? Well, it's not actually free. You see, by forgiving the debt or having college be free, what the government actually does is it must, in order to cover these costs for either making college free and or making sure they're able to forgive debt, is they have to pay for it. And the way government pays for everything and anything they ever do is by printing money and or taxing the people yourself. So what that does is, if number one, you are not going to college or have not attended college, you will be paying, this is a fact, you'll be paying for other people's college tuitions who have and who have not completed college, and people who have completed college who will not be using that degree at all, which is a decent portion of the people who finish college. The second important part of this as well is the fact that the people who have attended college or who are right now, it's the fact that they aren't getting it for free. They also are going to pay taxes on it and pay for it. And let's just imagine, however, that no one's going to pay taxes on this. What does this mean then? It means that the government is going to print out of thin air billions and eventually over time trillions of dollars. What does that cause? Massive inflation. At some point, an increase in taxes and many, many, many more problems that are not good for the economy and not good for you, whether or not you are going to college. Now, let's go over number two. Many people who are advocating for free college and forgiveness of student debt say that if you give people more money or forgive the cost of college or forgive what someone has already paid or will have to pay, that there'll be more people graduating and more people in the world who are doing better things. Well, if you take a look at the countries that are leading this effort, for example, the countries like Poland and other related countries that have free college, a lot of the time they have lower graduation rates than countries and cities and states like the United States that don't have free college. Yes, it's a fact that a majority of the time that when you have free college, you lower graduation rates. Now, you think, well, isn't that the purpose of having free college, is to increase the amount of people going to and finishing college? But the thing is, it reduces the amount of people doing those things. So, by definition, having free college defeats the purpose of having free college. Now, the second part of this argument in part two is people believe that when you pay off student debts for a student and or give them free college, that they will have more money for other things. However, throughout the entire history of mankind, regardless of people getting thrown money or not being thrown money, they always seem to spend it. They don't spend their money wisely. It's just a fact. When the pandemic hit, guess what? What did everyone do with the money they got? When the PPP loans went out, what did everyone in every business do with those loans they got? The vast majority, especially for people who are employed or who weren't employed anymore, what they did with their money is they spent it on all types of things that were not necessities, which is what you would think people would put their money into. They did not invest. They did not put it into their futures. What they did with the money, and this is recurrent in every single time anyone is mostly given just about anything in life, the majority of the time they do not respect it. It's how people, kids, and adults get spoiled. So when you just give people money, what happens? They find a way to spend it. And that's why financial literacy and understanding how to save, invest, and be careful with your money is much more important than having free college and as well forgiving college debt, because regardless of if you drop off a $100, $200, $300, $400,000 payment off of someone's loan, they're going to spend it. And most likely, because the average person does this, the majority of people do this, they're not going to spend it on something that's actually important to them. They're going to waste it and blow it anyways. Now let's discuss the ethical debate. Is it okay for me to force you to pay for my business I'm running? If I incur debt, or I go into debt, or my business is going bankrupt, should you front the bill and pay for me to stay afloat? Basically, should you pay my bills? And the answer is no. You should not be forced to pay my bills for something that I decide to invest in, that I decide to consciously make a choice that I'm going to start my business. You have nothing to do with that decision. You have no reason you should ever give me a single dime for my failures or my successes with my business. It's the same with college. In my mind, and in the mind of reasoning and logic and ethics, someone else should not have to pay for your education that you choose to get, that you did not have to get. Also, you could have gone to an alternative, cheaper college or a trade school. Now, another part of this is the fact that a large portion of the people that go to college do not finish, which means every single person that goes to college that would metaphorically be paid for by the government or by the people through taxes, every single person that didn't finish college, which is a large percentage, that money would be completely wasted and have no use, because the person would not get a degree that would get them the job they need or want. So what sense does that make? Secondly, let's say you go with a portion of people who do accomplish getting the college degree they are looking for. What percentage of those people actually work in their profession or work for a job that needs that degree or needs that college experience? So the percentage of people that actually need college or free college or college forgiveness is very, very, very minute, if not anyone. Because as well, how many different professions or college degrees are for a job or career that you can learn how to do and get the equivalent experience for without having to go to college? So when you consider, just so far, everything I have gone through, does it make sense to give away free college? Does it make sense to forgive student debt? And we haven't even gotten to the juicy stuff yet. Let's get started on that. Let's go over everything we've gone through right now together. Number one, free college is not actually technically free. You pay for it. Everyone pays for it, even people who aren't going to college at some point through taxes or massive inflation from the government. Number two, a large portion of the people who go to college do not graduate, so all of that money may be wasted. As well, a large portion of people who do go to college and finish don't even use the college degree or go in a profession that even needs that college degree. So that entire portion of money is also completely wasted. Additionally, a large portion of people go into a career or field that doesn't actually require that degree, and they could have got it much cheaper or at a trade school or in some other form. So that also is more money that's completely wasted if we just say, everyone, free money. And finally, it is ethically wrong because you are making other people be responsible for your choices and paying for it, which is wrong. Pay for your own stuff, man. However, I do agree that predatory loans, ridiculous, outrageous interest rates, and a few other parts of college loans and college degrees and college expenses and things the government does and so on are wrong. There needs to be some kind of regulations or something to balance out the huge issue that is happening with people. But I do not take anything away from people's personal responsibility to pay for their own stuff and their own knowledge that what they are signing up for, and they know what they're signing up for, at least if they decide to read the agreement with the loan company or with the college, etc. You're responsible for you and your choices you make. However, there are some things that need to be fixed that I do agree with the other side with. Lastly, I want to cover the main issue with all of this going on. It is the fact that college is put on a pedestal throughout all academia. When you're going all the way through elementary school and high school and so on and so forth, including parents are responsible for this, and so are professors and so on. Kids are pushed to go to college. We need to stop that. We need to start pushing people to go to community college or going to trade school, or, you know what, starting their own business or just working a career. There's many different things that you can do that are better alternatives than forcing people to go to college, or trying to force people to go to college is what I really mean. So, college, if you go over everything I've said, it doesn't make sense to make it free. It doesn't make sense to make other people pay for your college. And it also makes literally zero sense to forgive student debt. You are responsible, like I agree, for my own expenses. No one should ever pay for my expenses. No one should ever pay for my problems, my issues, the things that I purposefully accrue upon myself. Don't get me wrong. I think people that are going through really hard times, that, you know, are, for example, in poverty, they're massive poverty, there should be some low-income programs and free, like college, low-income programs to get people into it, or to make it easier for them to get into college, or to get a job, or to do something to improve their lives. And those things already exist. The things that people are often looking for already exist. They're already there. People don't use them, and or they think they have to go to a higher costing alternative. There's a variety of different things that you can do in life. And again, for people that are struggling a lot financially, that just want a better education, I understand what you're saying. There's other alternatives that you can take, though. So here are some solutions that I think will solve all of these issues going on. Number one, when people go to college, you should start trying to pay off your college debt while you're there. For a large variety of people I know don't start paying off their debt until a year or two after college. So you're way behind. Why not work a job while you're going to college and pay off that debt while you're going? Number two, there does need to be some kind of regulation or way to make college less expensive, because the cost of tuition does not match the degree of education people are getting. That is true. That is accurate. I think as well, people need to be held responsible. There should be programs to help people, assist people who are low income, or who are in poverty, or who are really just needing some kind of help to pay off the debt. Yes, those programs also as well do exist already. I'm not against helping people. I am against, though, endlessly printing money to completely absolve people of zero obligation of their own. There has to be a happy medium solution that can work around all these different issues and solutions in a variety of ways that actually make sense, instead of just endlessly printing money and making everyone pay for everyone's mistakes and ruining the entire economy. That's no fun for anyone. Those are my thoughts on the topic so far that I've kind of accrued and learned and researched and thought about, that to, I think, a normal person are honestly making sense. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Make sure you like, comment your own thoughts, and subscribe if you like this video. I appreciate you, and have an absolutely wonderful day.